guys had a very beautiful day, if not a beautiful weekend. And go ahead, have a seat on your mat. You can either have your block supporting your knees, or you can sit on your block, or you can sit on your bolster to help tilt your pelvis forward. So you have all these options. You can even roll the mat underneath your sit bones to help, again, tilt the pelvis forward. Close those eyes. Your palms can either face down on your lap, or you can place your palms upward. You want to release a little bit of energy. And if you want to ground down, you can place the palms downward. You can even pinch your forefinger to your big thumb. So getting ready here, seated in this position of tilting the pelvis forward. You can sit on your bolster or block. Palms the ground down or palms upward, and having your four thumbs to your thumb, pinching in jnana. Just relax, close those eyes. You can even do some gentle head rolls. Inhaling one direction, exhaling the opposite. And then settling your ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Closing those eyes and settle in. Observing the quality of the air going through the nostrils. Ignoring all other noises outside the room, as well as in the room. Just focusing on your tip of the nose. Inhaling all the way to the top of the lungs. Hold it at the very top. Sip a little bit more air in. Sealing the mouth. Keep holding. And then exhale out of the mouth. Releasing, relaxing. Allow your belly to settle. Here, blink your eyes open. Getting ready to inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching, breathing in. Look up toward the thumbs. Relax the throat, breathe in and reach. Exhale, dropping your right hand down to the right side, left hand over the ears. Turn the heart up and breathe in and reach. And then exhaling, coming back up toward the center. Inhale, arms up, reaching for the stars. Breathe in, you can look toward the thumbs, relax the throat. Inhale, reach. Exhale, drop your left hand down to the ground, top hand right over the ears. Again, turn your heart up. Take that top hand like a rainbow, keep reaching, keep breathing. Inhaling back up. Cross and uncross the opposite way. You can even pull that block or bolster out of the way so you're sitting down. Hands on the knees, doing some yogic grinding. So inhaling forward, exhaling back, inhaling forward, exhaling back, inhaling the opposite way. Grinding away those hips, opening them up. And then from here, coming back to stillness. Inhale, arms up, reaching for the stars. Exhale, grabbing your right knee with the left hand, back hand behind. Inhale, tall. Exhale, gently look over your right shoulder. Gently twist across the thoracic and if not the belly. Breathing here. Exhale, keep a little bit more gentle twisting over the right shoulder. Inhale, tall. Exhale, looking for counter twist with the neck. And then gently release. Again, inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching. Exhale, grabbing your left knee with your right hand, back hand behind. Inhale, tall. Exhale, gently look over your left shoulder. Inhale, tall. Go a little more, a little deeper. Inhale, tall. Exhale, looking forward, counter twist with the neck, and then releasing. You're uncross, cross the opposite way. Pulling the flesh out, grounding down the sit bones. Taking your right hand, pulling at your left temple. Relaxing your left hand either on the left knee, left lap. Close those eyes. This should feel if you had a long, long day. Breathing in air and oxygen and releasing any tension in your neck. You're taking that left hand, pointing it down toward the ground. Close those eyes. Observe if your stretch is any deeper. Slow, gentle breaths. Take that left hand, wrap it behind the back. Again, let that stretch. Breathing here slow. And then releasing, unwinding, right hand down to that right knee, left hand gently on that right temple. Close those eyes and gently tug the head over toward the left ear. Feel that stretch. Close those eyes. Observe what is needing a little more relaxation and what is more tense. Just mental notation. Take that right hand pointed toward the ground. Again, breathe in. And then take that right hand and wrap it behind the back. About half bind. And close those eyes. Observe the stretch. Nice and slow. And then releasing. Hands on the waist, nice and tall. Little tiny circles one direction. So making mental note, if it's counterclockwise, clockwise, lubricating the top of the spine. And then exhale, slow it down, big, big circles. Screwing on the head right. And then coming back to neutral spine. And grab a block and place it on your right elbow. Inhale, nice and tall, hands on the waist. Exhale, drop your right elbow toward that right block. Left hand over the ear. Inhale, we'll keep reaching. And then here, grab the back of the skull. Now lengthen through the spine. Kind of get that nice armpit stretch. Here, make a fist behind the skull, pumping away the fist. Here, look up toward the elbow, and then exhale, look toward the ground. Take that left hand, wrap it behind the back. If you want to ditch that block, you can. It feels a little better. Try to reach that back hand toward that right wrist. So let your right ear go toward that right shoulder. And breathe into your left neck muscles. Good job. And then slowly inhale, gaze toward the middle of the room. And then up toward the sky. Hands on the waist, inhaling back up. Uncross, cross the opposite way. So to go equal opposite, pull the flesh out, kind of settle the sit bones. And then hands on the waist. So if you went counterclockwise, try clockwise, or vice versa. So lubricating the top atlas. And slow it down, big, big circles. Don't realize how tight your neck gets throughout the day. Even though you're not sleeping on a pillow, twisting and turning, we turn our heads, or maybe we're tilting our heads a little closer forward, not aligning our spine. We might get headaches from that, so you just want to make sure you're releasing all the tension of the neck. And then coming back to neutral spine, hands on the waist, inhaling tall, you're grabbing your block for the left elbow. Exhale, dropping your left elbow toward the block. We're going to inhale that right hand up to the sky. You can point and shoot. I'm trying to remember the mudra for this, but it's a point and shoot mudra. Exhale, right hand over the ears. Turn the heart up to the sky. Breathe in and reach. Exhale, go a little deeper. Take that top hand over some more. And then here, grab the back of the skull. So you're pulling and extending the spine. Inhaling to stretch out your right lateral side. Feel that armpit stretch. Here, you make a fist and start pumping away your bicep. And inhale, look up, check out your bicep, and then you can take that top hand, wrap it behind the back. And again, if you want to ditch the block, you can, just to get the extra extension. Here, try to reach that back hand or that left wrist, dropping your left ear toward that left shoulder. And close those eyes. Feel a stretch in your neck. And slowly look down toward the ground. And then you can even drop your left ear closer to the shoulder. Slowly inhale, gaze to the middle of the room. And up toward the sky, hands on the waist, inhaling back up. Now take your feet together. Interlace the fingers, pulling the sit bones, the heels toward the glute, the groin actually. You can walk around on your sit bones, left and right, just to settle in, kind of give your seat bones a massage. And then here you can even wiggle the knees. Warm up those hips. Make those hip flexors stretch. Now inhale nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold, bowing down. Close those eyes. And breathe into the back. Exhale, tug a little closer. Tug your heart closer to your feet. Close those eyes and breathe into the back. And then slowly, slowly, inhaling back up. Now, take the feet out like a diamond. And pull the flesh out from the backside. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching. Exhale, bowing down, wrapping the hands around the toes. Inhale through the crown. If your neck allows, you can exhale, drop your chin to the chest, rock your ears left and right. Otherwise, keep your neck nice and straight. Now you're allowing that bowling ball ahead to release all the way down. You're allowing your back of your neck to stretch. Allowing those knees to drop. Breathe into the back. If your glutes are acting up, you can wiggle back and forth, side to side on your sit bones. And then taking the time to inhale slowly back up. Taking your legs out. You take your hands back and windshield wiper your feet. And kind of straighten out those legs. Pull the flesh out from the backside. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Now flatten the palms. Now press through the palms. Pull your elbows past the ears. So you're actually using your core, pressing up. And flatten out the feet. So this is your imaginary downward dog. Having that long, straight back. Long legs, nice and straight. Now we're going to exhale, bow down, forward fold. You can bend those knees. You can grab a belt if you need, nearby. Or you can just grab your ankles, or big toe, little toe, whichever. Inhale through the crown, exhale, bowing down. You can have a little slight bend in the knees because our hamstrings aren't warmed up yet. So allowing the back to get that full stretch in Paschimottanasana. Western side stretch. Slow the breath down. Taking nice long inhalations into the back body. Exhaling, going a little deeper. And then slowly, slowly inhaling. Back up. Now taking your palms out to the side. Flexing the feet. We're going to come into Dandasana. So this is staff pose. So you're pressing firmly into the ground. Your sit bones might lift up. Mine used to, and it's either my butt got bigger or my torso is getting longer. One thing's growing or the other's growing, but feel like I'm more proportional. So you're kind of rolling the shoulders back, you're pressing into your palms, you're straightening out those elbows, and then you're gonna engage your core. So the core of your belly is your Uddiyana Bandha. Bandha is a lock, and you're gonna use your Mula Bandha, which is your root lock. It's where you have that Kegel muscles. So you're gonna engage the Kegel muscles, and then you're gonna tighten the belly. And the last lock is the throat lock, which is called Jalandhara Bandha. So if you can practice tightening up the throat, and then now tighten up the core, and then tighten up the root. We're gonna press into the palms, flatten out the feet. We're gonna inhale nice and long, and then lock all the three bandhas up and hold our breath for 10 seconds. So getting ready to relax. Now inhaling, 3, 2, 1, hold. And then release. It's always good to work out all those mudras or those bandhas because when we have to go use the restroom, that actually helps with the apana functions. And then your belly is actually engaging and You may not know that you're actually strengthening it. Same thing with the throat. Now here, taking the feet out wide, putting the toes up, pulling the flesh out from the backside. Keeping those toes pointed up. We're going to inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching. Exhale, hands out in front. Inhale through the crown. Keep the toes pointed up. Exhale, gently walking the hands out. And then hinge at the hips. So inhale through the crown. Keep those toes pointed up. Exhale, keep walking those fingers. So you might not hinge too far. That's all right. You're going to breathe into the back. Keep the toes pointed up. Inhale through the crown and try to keep walking those fingers out. Inch it out. We gotta stretch out those hamstrings and these abductors. A lot of hip flexors here. And inhale through the crown, keep the toes pointed up. Exhale, keep walking the hands up. Slow the breath down. Take that time to breathe. Keeping those toes pointed up, we're gonna slowly inhale, press back up. This is called Upavista Konasana. It's wide leg, seated forward fold. Now inhale, both arms up to the sky. We're gonna exhale, drop your left elbow in front of the left knee. Top hand over the ears and reach. Inhale to reach. Exhale, go a little deeper. Take that top hand, try to grab your left foot. Turn the heart up to the sky eventually. Breathing here. Nice and slow. And slowly inhaling up. Nice and long. Exhale, dropping your left elbow, or right elbow, right in front of the right knee. Left hand over the ear. Turn the heart up. Keep reaching. Exhale, go a little deeper, taking that top hand toward those toes and turn the heart up. You might notice one side's a little bit more easier than the other. That's all right. Make that mental notation and breathe and reach. Slowly inhaling up. Now pulling out those legs, bend those knees, hands behind you. There you can windshield wiper those knees left and right. Open up those hips. And even placing the feet under, you can inhale, lift the hips up, drop the head back into the trapezius. So reverse table, spread those toes, those palms, and then exhale, drop your tailbone back down. So you're gonna take your right leg over the left leg. I don't know if you can stack your knees, but you can try. Otherwise, you can kind of just move around. You can sit at half-Z's. As long as your right sit bone and left sit bone are grounded. Otherwise, you can pull your ankles apart and kind of shift left and right until your knees stack over. This is called Gomukhasana. I'm going to do cow face pose. So this is the lips of a cow. And then you can grab a belt nearby. Taking your belt in your right hand. Your right leg over. Inhale that right arm up to the sky. And then exhale, drop it down. Look down toward the ground. Taking that left hand and wrap it underneath, behind. Try to grab the belt. Let the right elbow get heavy on your neck. So you get a nice little back stretch of your neck. Close those eyes and try to walk the fingers a little closer to each other. And slowly inhaling, gazing toward the middle of the room. Breathing here. Breathing into your tight shoulders. And slowly inhaling, gazing up toward the room. So you're opening up your arms like a clamshell. Breathing gentle. And then releasing that belt. Now hands to both your feet. Inhale, tall. Exhale, bowing down. So breathing into the outsides of your hips. Getting that full stretch. The tensor latte fascia. Just like a Starbucks drink. Tensor latte fascia. Inhale through the crown. Exhale, go a little deeper. See if you can rest your chin on those, on top of the knee. A full back stretch. Otherwise, you can just rest and let gravity let you down. Slow the breath down. Close those eyes. And slowly inhaling up. One last thing is the Gomukhasana arms. Actually, let me think. Eagle arms, which is the Garudasana. So since your right leg's over your right arm, take your left arm over, twist and bind. Otherwise, you can dangle. We're going to inhale, lift those elbows up, breathe into your tight shoulders. Exhale, drop your elbows again. Forehead toward the thumbs, rock your ears left and right. And then eventually release those arms. And we got a lot of arm and leg stretch. Now take your feet out wide again, bend those knees. Windshield wiper those knees, open up those hips. And then crossing oppositely. So your left leg over. So you can always have this half-seated kind of pose, or you can try to stack your knees. If you stack your knees, you can kind of wiggle your sit bones. You can even pull your ankles out to the sides. If it's not, you can pull it together. So one of my teachers would always take her palms and kind of press on her arches until her feet are flat. She was very hypermobile as well. So whichever floats your boat, everyone's built differently. That's totally fine. So we're gonna take your belt again in your left hand, and he'll lift it up to the sky. Exhale, drop it behind your back. Taking that right hand, looking down, gonna connect the belt with the hands. Allow that left arm to get heavy on the back of your neck. Close your eyes. Breathe into this little stretch. And slowly, slowly inhaling, gazing to the middle of the room. And then inhaling, looking toward the sky. Breathing here slow. And then releasing that belt. Whew. Now grabbing your hands on the arches, inhale tall, stacking your knees if possible, and we're going to exhale, bowing down. So breathe into the back, and then exhale, go a little deeper. Again, maybe your chin might touch the top knee. The full stretch. Every breath, inhale, and then exhale, go a little deeper, let gravity let you down. Slow it down. And then slowly, slowly inhaling back up. And last thing is Gomukhasana, the arms. People want to say Gomukhasana, but I think the arms is the one we just did. So this is eagle arms. Garudasana. So your left arm in front, right arm over, twist and bind. Otherwise you can dangle. You're going to inhale, lift those elbows, breathe into the tightness of your shoulders and between your shoulder blades. Space between your back, and then exhale, drop your elbows, drop your thumbs toward your forehead, toward the thumbs, resting on the thumbs. Again, rock your ears left and right. Breathe into the neck. Slow the breath down. Then slowly unwind. Take the legs back out. Again, bend those knees. Windshield wiper those knees. You're going to drop the knees over to your far right. So almost a 90-degree angle with your knees. You're going to take those hands and swing it behind on your right hip, right outer hip. So you're going to twist and look over your right shoulder. This is called Bharadvas pose. A really gentle stretch, good hip opener. Gentle stretch on the spine. And slowly, slowly inhaling back toward the center. Now drop your legs, knees over to the left. Swinging the hands behind on your left hip. Gently tugging the hands so that you're gently looking over your left shoulder. A full stretch. Very yummy stretch, actually. And then slowly inhaling back toward the center. Crossing your ankles. You're going to come onto your hands and knees. Spreading those palms. You can either have your knees apart or knees together. We're going to press back into child's pose. You can also gravel block for your forehead, or you can use a bolster. Be very gentle to yourself. After all, this is gentle yoga. Enough your hands beside your heels if you want to relax your shoulders. I always like using a block to give my neck a little space, a little breathing area. You can push the block away. Every breath, inhaling to the back. Every exhale, slowing the breath down. And then hold it gently at the very top. And then very gently at the very bottom. Slow the breath down. You can count the seconds of your breath. Breathing entirely to your back body. And then exhaling just as slowly. And the full stretch of your glutes, the hamstring and attachment insertions. And the entire back body gets a full stretch. You can ditch the block if you want to go a little deeper. On your forehead to move further away from the knees, give the entire neck a little range of motion. When you're done, taking the palms out in front, spreading those fingers, pressing the sit bones to the heels. You're going to exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far left, grab the left hand with the right, punching your left side, breathe into your right lung. And slowly inhaling, reaching back up toward the center. And then exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far right. Grabbing that right hand with the left. Again, lay your belly on the right lap if possible. Breathe into your left lung. Slowly inhaling back toward the center. Walking the palms to the top of the mat. Drop your elbows, your forearms. You can pull back in your sit bones. Your knees can be underneath your hips. When you pull back, you can drop your forehead toward the ground. Allow your heart to sink. You're going to rest on your chin too. Get a little deeper stretch. Allow your heart to melt. Slow the breath down. Allow your armpits to stretch. You can have your hands together, namaste, and pull it behind the skull. A little deeper stretch. Allow the heart to melt. And then dropping back down onto your belly button. Shaking your tailbone. Spread those fingers. Lift through the crown. Shine your heart forward. You can roll the shoulders back. And then shake the tailbone. Release the glutes. It's always kind of nice to feel the stretch of your belly. Taking that left arm across, we're going to actually look over your right shoulder and grab your right foot with your right hand. And if you can, you can take that belt, wherever that belt is, and then wrap it around your right foot. And just pull that right heel toward that right outer hip. Getting that full stretch of your quads, different parts of your leg muscles. And then swapping sides, right arm across, look over your left shoulder, grab that belt if you need to, wrap it around your back foot and pull your left heel a little closer to your left outer hip. These nice leg stretches. It's almost called half. So Ardha Mandukasana, frog leg pose. So frog pose. There's another one called Bekasana, and it's not Bakasana, Bekasana, B-A-B-H-E-K-A-S-M-A-N. So that's very similar. Same toe pose, similar. And then here releasing. Left arm across again. We're going to take your right hand and grab across your left leg. Pull the heel toward the glutes, toward the back of your glutes. You're going across, stretching. Breathe here. You might notice one leg's easier than the other going across versus the side. And then swapping. Right arm across, left hand grab across your right leg and pull it toward the glutes. Bringing that outer hip stretch, outer leg stretch. And Here, releasing, relaxing here in reverse Shavasana. Close those eyes. Breathe into the back. And here you can bend those knees, you can windshield wiper those heels, and massage those thighs. Self-massage goes a long way. And then drop those heels, relax here. Resting on your chin, palms underneath, thumbs through the nipples, squeeze those elbows, close to those ribs, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. You're gonna inhale gently, chin up. This is a little baby cobra, and you know this by not placing any pressure on your palms. You can lift those palms, squeeze your elbows, use your core, use your belly button. Keep lifting through the crown, and then exhale back down. Anytime you do these like core exercises, you're actually strengthening your accessory muscles along your rib cage. Your anterior serratus, your rhomboid in the back, your trapezius even. I think there's more around here underneath the anterior serratus. I just know it. But your scapular, you're all working. All right, gently resting on your chin, palms are back underneath, thumbs near the nipples. Squeeze those elbows. And then now zipper up the toes. We're gonna inhale, lift through the crown, and then zipper, lift those heels up. This is Shalabhasana A, the locust pose A. You can gently press your palms into the ground. And then here we're gonna inhale, reach those hands above or in front. Shalabhasana C, locust pose C, and then exhale, pull the hands back. This is Shalabhasana C, ABC. Now interlace those fingers, squeezing the palms, squeezing the shoulders. Here you can separate your heels, keep lifting into Shalabhasana, locust pose. It's a variation of C. And then releasing the palms, relaxing back down on the ground, facing one cheek. Allow your heart to thump. Close those eyes. Oh, it's a workout. Here you can swap cheeks. Breathing slow, right into the back body. Taking that time to breathe. Resting on your chin, we're gonna place the palms back underneath the armpits. You're gonna make sure your feet is either toward the mat or you can tuck them. We're gonna come up into upward dog pose. So instead of Adho Mukha Savasana, downward dog, we're gonna go, I already forgot, not Mukha. So we're gonna go upward, Urdhva. Urdhva means upward, so Urdhva Savasana. So we're gonna inhale, lift through the crown, and you're gonna press into the palms, spread those fingers, you're gonna lift your knees, engage those thighs, and then if you can't, you can drop those knees. If it's too much on your lower back, you're gonna lift through the crown, look forward, and then flip over the toes. You're rolling over the toes. So you're coming down into downward dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Take the full length of the mat, spread those fingers, and you can pedal away your heels. You can shake your head and nod. You can even bend both the knees. Point the sit bones up, shake your head, nod. Exhale, drop those heels, get the full stretch of the calves. There, again, swing left and right, get the side stretch. Balancing here, left foot in the center of the mat. Inhale that right foot up to the sky. And then here, pointing the top toes down, we're gonna inhale, lift the heel up higher and three-legged pose. Three-legged dog. You're gonna stack the hips, bend that right knee, take big circles. Exhale, circle the opposite way. And then dropping that foot, swapping legs. So you're gonna balance on your right foot. Spread those fingers. Here, inhale that left foot up. Point the top toes downward, inhale the heel higher. Balancing here. Now, stacking the hips, bend that left knee. Inhale, circling one way. Exhale, circle the opposite. Again, dropping both the feet. Look between the thumbs. We're gonna bend the knees, skip up, hop up, walk up to forward fold. Here, bend those knees, lay the belly on the lap. Grab your elbows. So left to right. Angle. Breathing into your back. Let all the blood rush toward your brain. As you're letting your lower lumbar stretch, your hamstrings stretch. They get taller every time you practice. There's anti-gravity boots without buying them. Come to stillness. Release the palms. Inhale halfway up. Engage the core. Have that flat back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Keep breathing here. And then exhale slowly down. Good job. Inhale, sprouting on up. Inhale, arms, hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands together. And make sure you guys can see me. There we go. So hands together, lift those toes, plant them firmly into the mat. Your feet should be underneath your hips. If not, you can try this out. You can put your toes together. Now, do you feel sturdier? Every hip's different. So maybe pull your heels in and toes together. Lift those toes, plant them firmly in the mat. Engage the core, tuck the tailbone, roll the shoulders back, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Does this make you feel sturdier? So everyone's built differently. So rewinding to where you're most sturdy, you can have your feet apart, hip width, even shoulder width. Everyone's different. So again, lift those toes. Exhale, plant them firmly into the mat. And feel the grip. And close those eyes. We're going to exhale, lean forward. And slowly lean back. And come to your center. Lean toward your right. And lean toward your left. And then back toward your center, your middle point, your center of gravity, as well as your true north and your true south. And then blink your eyes open. You're going to lean toward your right foot. Inhale that left knee up. You're grabbing that left knee, rock and roll, wiggle those toes, and balance on that right ankle. Focus on a point in front of you that's not moving. And then when you're done, exhale, drop that left foot in front of the right, like if you were standing on a rope. I'm gonna move this out of the way so you can see. You have a slight bend in the knees. So imagine that you're standing on a rope. You're gonna lean forward. Your arms are out to the side. You can point the middle fingers down. So imagine your trapezoids. Lean back and come toward your center point. Focus on a point in front of you that's not moving. Pointing through those middle fingers, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Focus on that point. Maybe the tip of the nose or your belly button. Slowly close your left eye. And then blink your eye open. If you fall out, just fall back in. Keep trying. All right, you can even lift those toes, plant them firmly. You can wiggle around left and right, forward and back. While you come back to your center of gravity, extend through those middle fingers. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Focus on the point, either tip of the nose or belly button. Close your right eye. And then blink your eye open. Good job. Again, you can bounce around, move back and forth, side to side. As long as you feel that sturdiness, now come to your center, extend through the middle fingers, ears over shoulders, have a slight bend in the knees. Focus now on the tip of the nose or the belly button, internally gaze. Close gently both your eyes. And then blink your eyes open. It's always challenging, huh? Hands to the heart. Inhaling that left knee up in space. Grab that left knee. Rock and roll, wiggle those toes. Rock and roll the ankles. Balance here. Now grab your left ankle. Place it, your left foot into your inner thigh or lower calf, but never on the knee. There's too much stress on the knee. Or you can put it right on the ankle. Kind of kickstand it. Hands to the heart. We have 3 options. I could challenge myself. So you're balancing here. Focus on a point in front of you that's not moving. You can have your arms to the side or hands up. Or you can have your hands together like an Egyptian. So open up those palms. Now start waving the palms. Sometimes you have better balance here. Focus on that point in front of you. And then slowly, slowly releasing everything. You're shaking out the legs. Shake and wiggle. You come back into that samastiti. Engage the core, tuck the tailbone, roll the shoulders back, shoulders over, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Feeling nice and tall, we're gonna lean over to your left leg. You're gonna inhale that right knee up in space. Here you can grab that right knee, rock and roll, wiggle those toes. Balancing here. Now we're gonna exhale, drop that right foot in front of the left. Have little micro bends in both the knees. We're gonna extend those palms out to the sides, pointing the middle fingers out toward the ground. You're gonna lean forward. You're gonna lean back. And then come toward your center point. Focus on a point in front of you that's not moving. All right, now think of that point or your tip of the nose or your belly button. Internally gaze. Slowly, slowly close your left eye. If you fall, you can fall back in and then slowly blink it open. Now again, you can move around. Make sure you're standing in a nice straight row, straight line. Stand out through the middle fingers. Focus on a point. Have little nice bouncy knees. Now focus on the tip of the nose or belly button or the wristy in front of you that's not moving. Slowly close your right eye. Fall back in, but blink your eyes open. Again, move around one more time. And then come to stillness, shoulders over, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Extend through those middle fingers, bouncy knees. Focus on a point in front of you that's not moving. And then now focus on the tip of the nose or belly button. Internally gaze, closing both your eyes. And then blink your eyes open. Good job. Hands to the heart. Inhale that right knee up in space. Grab that right knee. Rock and roll. Wiggle those toes. Here you can crawl that hand down to that right ankle. Place that foot into the inner thigh or the lower calf or the kickstand. I'm gonna face you guys. So whichever this comes into tree pose. Vrikasana. VRK asana. You're actually doing auto Vrikasana. It's actually a handstand. So thumbs to the heart. That's my neighbor. Probably gonna help out with the garden. So pressing firmly into your foot. So getting nice and tall. And then here, inhaling the hands out to the sides, or hands up. You can take the hands, palms together, namaste over the head. And then here you can start waving the palms around. Good job. Sometimes you get better balance this way. And then here, releasing. So you're getting used to all the pressure, all the weight in one ankle over the other. Getting stronger ankles. So you can shake it out. And then now take your feet out wide. So hands out to the sides. Point your fingers toward the ground, toward the ankles. That's as wide as where your ankle should be. So if you're not wide, make it wider. Make sure your feet are parallel. Hands on the hips. Inhale, chin up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Dropping the hands between the feet. Inhale, halfway up. So getting nice and long. It's almost like a half forward fold, but you're getting long across the crown. And then exhale, bow down. Pull your head toward the ground. Use your palms. And then bend those elbows. A full stretch of your hamstrings. Inhale, halfway up again. And then grab your ankles. Exhale, pull your forehead toward the ground. So pulling at the ankles. A full stretch of your hamstrings, your abductors. And then hands on the waist. Bend those knees slightly. Inhale, curl back up. Good job. Now interlace the fingers behind the back. You might notice left thumb over the right thumb over the left. Just make mental notation. Squeeze the palms. Now we're gonna squeeze the shoulders. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, forward fold. Bowing down now, pull the wrists forward, get into your shoulders. Then you can shake your head and nod. If you're any cracking, you're being your own chiropractor. And then slowly drop the hands back down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Now inhaling gently back up and walk the hands and palms out in front. So you're going to do a short dog pose. You're going to pull your sit bones back, allowing the head to drop. Stretch out into your torso. Nice little, it's less pressure on your hands. Pulling your torso back, your sit bones back. And here, inhaling back toward the center, left hand in the center. You can also grab a block if you want and place it right there if you get more leverage, less blood rushing to your brain. We're going to inhale that right arm up to the sky, twist at the belly, stacking the shoulders. Exhale, dropping that right hand down, swapping hands. Inhaling, left hand up and stack the shoulders. Exhale, drop that left hand down. All right. Now we're going to walk your hands all the way to, ditch the dot block. You're going to walk your hands all the way to your right, dropping down, lifting the left toes up, right elbow into that right knee, open up the hips. This is called Skandasana. So surfer's pose, surfer's lunge. Getting all those abductors between those legs stretching. So low like Spider-Man, Spider-Woman. Breathing here. And then we're going to walk it gently all the way across, like Spider-Man, Spider-Woman. Bending that left elbow into that left knee. You can lift that left heel, but tipping the right toes up. Again, breathe into those tight abductors. Slow the breath down. And then slowly inhaling, walking back across. Right elbow into the right knee. Tipping the left toes up. Breathing here. Feel those abductors get stretched. And then slowly, one more time, back around. Left elbow in the left knee, tip your right toes up. Breathe in through your crown. Then exhale, keep dropping those sit bones. The full stretch of those abductors that take the legs away. And slowly inhaling back to the center, having a nice bend in the knees, hands on the hips. Inhaling, rolling back up. Now, pointing the toes out. You're gonna squat. Here you can place your hands on the lap or knees. Inhale through the crown. Exhale, drop your left shoulder, twisting. Look over to your right shoulder. Nice little stretch of the back. Inhaling back toward the center. Exhaling, dropping your right shoulder, twisting. Looking over your left shoulder. Inhaling back toward the center. Inhaling, hands up to the sky. And then exhale, hands to the heart and squatting down. So this is called horseman pose or goddess pose. There's a lot of names for this. Inhaling, straighten out those knees. And then exhaling, back squatting. Getting stronger legs. Inhaling one more time up. Now, hands out to the sides. And then now pointing your right toes back. So they're parallel with the mat. You can point your left toes 45-degree angle or toward the back. We're going to take your right hand and reach. Keep reaching. And then here you can drop that right hand onto the ankle. Stack the shoulders. You can grab a nearby block. You can put the block in front of your inner medial side of your right foot, or you can put it behind, or you can just ditch the block and use your ankle. Whichever gives your torso space and length. You might change it in the highest setting, medium setting, or the lowest setting. You're stacking the shoulders. Your dristi could be your big toe, your big bottom toe on the right. Or you can gaze to the middle of the room at a doorknob, or your top thumb. So that is your gazing point. And the full stretch of those legs. And then bend that right knee. Coming into side angle pose, taking that left hand over the ear. So your hand might be on the block in front, on the medial side of your right leg, or you can even lay your right elbow onto that right lap. A modification. So feeling the energy of your back leg shoot through your spine out toward the top of your fingers. Turn the heart to the sky. And if you have your right hand down on the ground, you can even take that top hand, wrap it behind the back into a half bind. Turn the heart up. And if you want to do a full bind, take that right hand and try to reach back there and turn and twist. Focus on a point that's not moving. You want to get that challenge, you can even use the belt to complete that bind. So this is open hip area. So rewinding, left hand over the ears, and then inhaling back up. Keeping that right knee bent over that right ankle, coming into warrior two. Flip the palms up, relax the shoulder. Now flip them back down, looking forward and back. Making sure those hands are extended out. Now squat a little lower. Now imagine placing a library book on your front lap. Good job. Now flip your right palm up, inhaling up to the sky, dropping your back hand to the back knee. Inhale into your front lung and reverse warrior. And even take your left hand, bind it behind your back. Breathe into your front. Then inhaling the arms back out in front and behind. Now straighten up that knee. We're going to turn your feet, your right foot in 45 degrees. You're going to turn your left toes toward the top of the mat. So your hands on the hips might be parallel with the side of the mat. Arms out. Now reach, reach, reach. Keep reaching your left hand out and then dropping your left hand to that left ankle, stacking your shoulders. If you need a block nearby, go ahead, self-adjust, grab your block, place that block in front of your left foot on the medial side or the lateral edge. As long as your torso has length on both sides, you don't want to be slumping. If you slump, you can raise that block a little higher. If you want, you can even lean against the wall so you can feel that support. And then here, your drishti can be your bottom toe, bottom left toe, or middle of the room, a doorknob, or up toward the sky, your top thumb. You feel the stretch along your torso as well as your legs. Now, bending that left knee, coming into side angle pose, you can take that right hand over the ear. So either hand on the block on the lateral edge or the medial edge, or you can even lay your elbow, left elbow on that left lap. So again, you're shooting the energy from your back foot, your right leg, through your leg, through the spine, out toward the top of your fingertips. A lot of powerful energy there. Here, if you want to go deeper, if your hand's on the block, you can take that top hand and wrap it behind the back. Again, breathing in, twisting the heart up to the sky. Again, you also can grab a belt if you want to complete that bind. Taking that bottom hand and try to reach for that belt, or grab your other hand, turn the heart up. A nice little stretch for the back. And then releasing everything. And then inhaling back up, arms out. Having that left knee bent over that right ankle. Can't see it. There you go. Hands on the hips. Make sure they're parallel with the side of the mat. They can be also tilting left or right. So just like a cup of tea. And make sure the pelvis is nice and sturdy and flat. Left knee, you can point it toward the pinky toe. Kind of open up those knees. Open up the hips. And the arms back out. Flip the palms up. Relax through the shoulders. And then flip them back down. Extend through the middle fingers. And then exhale, squat a little bit more. Imagine placing that library book on that front lap. Good job. Now flipping that left palm up, inhaling it to the sky. Exhale, dropping that back hand to the back knee. Inhale through that left lung. Here you can wrap that right hand behind the back. Close those eyes and inhale into your front lung. And slowly, slowly inhaling back out arms. And then straighten out that leg. turn and twist. And I'm gonna hop up to the middle. Woo. A lot of standing poses there. Now, hands to the heart. Make sure your feet are wide, if not wider than your hips. We're gonna exhale, squat nice and slowly down. You can either grab a block or bolster, you can sit on it. Or you can place your elbows into the inner part of your knees. You can rock left and right dynamically, stretching out your ankles. Thumbs to the heart. You can look down, you can rock and roll your ears. You can even take your left hand palm down, inhale, right arm up to open up your right lung, right shoulder. Exhale, swapping it up. Inhale, left arm up, breathe in. Slowly, and then exhale back down. And if you want to play around, you can go into flight. You can take your block or bolster, place in front of you. Place your palms gently into the mat in front of you. And then here, shelving that weight of your legs into your elbows. I'm going to tip forward. You lift one toe, lift the other toe, lift both toes, engage the core, focus on a point of drishti in front of you. Rock and roll your ankles. And eventually rocking back, coming into a seated position. Woo! Crossing your ankles. Might as well shake out the wrists. So shaking out left and right. And then front and back. And then your right hand front and back. And your left hand side to side. Getting used to this nice and slow. And go faster. And then fastest. And then switch. So nice and slow. Your left front and back. Your right side to side. So nice and slow. And then faster. And then fastest. And then switch. And then switch. And over time, you just go up and down, side to side, up and down, up and back. Whew. I know, the wrist exercise feels good. There's ways where you can take your left hand, right hand, pressing against palms and stretch gently. And then swapping. And then even taking your hands together and turn. And then if you want to go opposite, where both your back of the palms curl the fingers, press gently. It's always nice to do these wrist stretches. And releasing. I'm going to get into Shavasana. So go ahead, take your real estate of your mat up against the most real estate along the wall if you want. Or you can grab the back of your hamstrings. You can grab a bolster, place it underneath your knees. You're going to engage the core. You can grab your nearest blanket too, if you want. And then exhale gently, one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Slow as molasses, all the way down to the ground. If you have legs up the wall, if your mat is up the wall, you can bend those knees, swing the legs up, turn and twist, as if you're sitting on the wall. There's always an option here. Making sure your sit bones or tailbone is near the wall. You can have your arms out, relax the palms, relax the shoulders. Close your eyes. Rest there because awesome sequence today. Relax the throat and your cheekbones. Let the cheeks relax on your jaw. Relax those ears. All tension in that area. You can move around your jaw. The temporal and mandibular joint just relaxes. Relax the tongue. Relax the throat. Breathing into your lungs as if they were part of the floor. And relaxing every part of your visceral organs. Your belly button, imagine there's a plug and just unplugging it. deflating everything up. Let your belly get heavier, releasing all your pelvic organs, your pelvic floor. Let your back of your thighs, your hamstrings relax. And your quads relax. Your calves get heavier. Relax the back of your knees. Let your heels get heavier. Release everything that does not serve you. Breathing in to those lungs. Just observe every noise in the room. Let it float away like clouds. Observing all the noise outside the room. Let it float away like clouds. Culture of intelligence. Sometimes tell my pupils the practice they do in yoga class is not, strictly speaking, yoga practice. The reason this is that in a class, although you are undoubtedly doing, unquote, and hopefully learning, you are subordinate to the teacher, the directing intelligence come from him, and you follow to the best of your ability. At home, on the other hand, is your own intelligence that is the master. The progress that you make is yours and will be maintained. In addition, the will that you employ is yours. It is not derived from the power, the charisma, the strength, or the fierceness or fieriness of the teacher. It comes from you, and its effects are profound. This is not yoga by the body for the body, but yoga by the body for the mind, for the intelligence. There's a great difference between just practicing and sadhana. Sadhana is the way of accomplishing something, as something is by effective performance and correct execution, achievement of the real. What is real must be true, and so lead us toward purity and emancipation. This is yoga sadhana, not the mechanical repetition merely of yoga practice, yavanasa. The end of yoga sadhana is wisdom. You might translate yoga sadhana here as, quote, the yoga pilgrimage, as it is a journey that leads somewhere, not the mere treadmill of thoughtless practice. When I say a phrase like, quote, wisdom comes from culturing the intelligence, everybody nods in agreement. Really, we are in a danger of overinflating our minds. So let us pause to steady ourselves as we do in asana. Explore what we mean by intelligence. For example, one root way to grasp its meaning is to say that intelligence is sensitivity in the body that is felt by the consciousness and conscious. Conscience is very close to the self, as we will see shortly. Through the sensitivity you gain in asana practice, you can also diagnose where sensation is absent. This is a function of intelligence, sifting the earth in the minds of Gokanda. Its next function is to bring sensation to where it is not, and to make awareness flow there too. And when sensation is general, you are a sensate being, which means that you are alive, perhaps for the first time since your birth. Beyond that, you have to observe whether the sensitivity is equally distributed or not. Intelligence here is the will to alter where it finds imperfection. A rapid, dexterous mind works in the service of intelligence, training itself to collect its scattered thoughts and apply itself to the greater good, which is the good of the whole. Mind is necessary to fabricate the grammar, syntax, and vocabulary with which we establish relations with other forms of life. Even the highest form of intelligence should not forget to be grateful to its feeling, gathering mind for its needs, above all, to borrow the words and grammar afforded by mind in order to express itself outwardly. At this level of practice, where total attention is almost within our grasp and total penetration is becoming a real possibility, there's something of a parting of the ways concerning what is called free will. Free will for most people implies being able, for good or ill, to do what we want and not do what we don't. Our yoga practice up until now will have enhanced these potentials. Growing health, vigor, brightness, and self-control will have enabled us to take on more and different activities than before. Change the quality of our relationships. And of course, put the ice cream back in the freezer. All this comes into most people's ideal of self-realization. It is a pleasant and essential aspect of living one's life. But now another side to free will is beginning to declare itself. And you might call that the will to be free. In spite of its attractive sound, it is, to the average person, a daunting prospect, implying as it does penetration into the heart of the unknown, detachment, and the potential pain of ultimate self-knowledge. This requires real guts. And so we should take a moment to look at the source of our will. In 1944, I struggled terribly with my practice. It was dry, lifeless, and artificial. I was acting from the will of my head, my ego, and not from my heart, my intelligence. The simple fact is that the will of the ego is finite, because our ego is finite. It is a personal attribute limited to us. It's just a sum of all our past experiences and acquisitions. Coming from the head will always feel forced. Coming from a finite origin will always eventually run out. The will that springs from the intelligence of the heart is, by contrast, linked to an infinite resource, cosmic intelligence, Mahat, and cosmic consciousness. It's a well that will never run dry. Yoga calls the will, or incitement to action, that derives from the universal consciousness, Purana. People who are addicted to drugs or alcohol are encouraged not to do what is called, quote, white knuckle self-control, as its egoic source will eventually be exhausted and crash will follow. On the contrary, they're told to, quote, hand over to a higher power, which means that their will is replenished every day through contact with a cosmic source of intelligent action. Purana, which I touched on in chapter 2, is the intelligent will of nature's consciousness expressing itself through us. And it expresses itself through the heart, not the head. It is by the taping, the source of infinite will, and intelligence that we discover in ourselves, the guts to penetrate the inner recesses of our being. Intelligence we are now developing depends upon emotional, moral maturity, the ability to value truth and respect ethical conduct, the capacity to feel love in its most universal sense as compassion. I refer to Socrates' in introduction in the relationship to the philosophical injunction to know thyself. What is now revealed as the value of knowing yourself, it must have some point. Socrates said, quite simply, self-knowledge allows us to live deliberately out of a state of freedom. Analogy offered to explain the significance of the word deliberately is that most of us travel through life in the same way an 18-month baby walks. The reason he keeps putting one foot in front of the other is that if he doesn't, he will fall over. His walk is sustained totter, punctuated by falls. To live deliberately is to walk like an adult, to have balance, direction, purpose, and to walk in growing freedom and assurance toward the ultimate freedom. And then wiggling your fingers and your toes. Keep your eyes closed. And shake your head left and right. You can stretch your arms over your head and through your spine. Give yourself a nice yawn. And when you're ready, exhaling your chin to your chest, your knees to your chest. And rock left and right like a boiled egg. And then eventually you can fall to your favorite side, pillow your face. Nice, 2 long deep breaths there. And then slowly, slowly, you can press up into a seated position. And getting ready to inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching, hands together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Take care. I'll see you guys Thursday.